There's no quit in this group. I've coached some teams where they just lay down in that kind of situation. They just said the game's over. And we lost Malik today, but Deshaun Kaiser got his opportunity to step up. You don't know when your time is going to come. You got to be ready, because we're going to count on you to do that. We got to move on. It's the next man in. Has everybody got it?
Yes, sir.
Welcome, Irish fans, to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly. I'm Jack Nolan. Coach Kelly has made the next man in philosophy an important part of the foundation of his football program at Notre Dame. This has never been more apparent than during the second half of Notre Dame's game at Virginia. When starting quarterback Malik Zaire went down with a season-ending injury, the next man in was sophomore quarterback Deshaun Kaiser, who had thrown a grand total of one pass during his college career, a pass he threw in his first game action the previous week against Texas. But on his third full series of the Virginia game, with time running out and Notre Dame's hopes and dreams for the 2015 season hanging by a thread, Kaiser led Notre Dame 80 yards for the winning touchdown.
Coach Kelly always talks about next man in. So since day one, which started way back in June, I've been preparing as if I was going to be the guy. I've been ready for a while now. I honestly believe. I have all the confidence in the world in my ability to be the quarterback of Notre Dame, and now it's my time to go.
There's a reason he's at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You know, he's a great player. He's a very solid quarterback, and he's really come into his own since he started getting a ton of reps. Now it's just a matter of him getting full control of the offense, and I'm really at full confidence in Deshaun. And I know because I played against him, and I know he can be a very dangerous quarterback. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners Sprint, Coke Zero, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Football is also sponsored by Delta Airline, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Bank of America, Cadillac, Canon, Xfinity, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.
You always want your teams to get off to a quick start, especially offensively, especially in a hostile environment on the road. And you did. You dominated that first quarter while jumping out to a 12-0 lead.
We did, and our game plan was that we wanted to run the football, have our chance to, really establish ourselves, and we did that. Obviously a field goal that we turned into a fake field goal that led to a touchdown. Had to settle for a couple of field goals. As I mentioned, we weren't as effective on third down where we could have turned some of those into touchdowns. Then we're talking about a different football game.
Talk about the fake field goal. It was executed really well.
Yeah, it was something that we've had worked on in camp and a play that we know that when given the right circumstances that was going to be an effective play for us, and executed flawlessly. Deshaun fakes the pitch out to the right, and we come back with a shovel underneath, and great shovel to Durham Smythe, well executed, blocked up front, and it was a big play early in the game for us.
Now, part of that great start was because of how well your defense played early. 3 and outs on Virginia's first 2 possessions, but they couldn't keep that up, and in fact, gave up a lot more yards than they thought they'd give up, and I think than you thought they would give up.
Yeah, and it's interesting. We did some really good things. Our front seven played hard, played very well. We were worried about Mazzell, and we kept him down really. I think he had 4 catches, and we bracketed him very well. He had 1 fly sweep late that we should have really been all over. Other than that, we really kept him in check. We just didn't play the ball very well. Our safeties and corners have to play better. The good part about it is that we're playing well with our front seven. And if we continue to do that and we get our back end to play the way they're capable of, there's no question that this defense can be where we need it to be.
You talked about the way you wanted to take Mizell out, and you did. I know Virginia wanted to take Will Fuller out, but they couldn't.
Well, he's a difficult guy to defend, especially to the wide field. And if you're willing to throw the ball 40, 50 yards, sometimes 60 yards down the field, you know, that's a hard ball to complete. And most coaches will say, all right, we'll let you throw that, and we'll throw it. And, you know, we work on it in practice, and it's something that we spend a lot of time on, and we think that if you give us that opportunity, we're going to go to it. You know, Will Fuller's a guy that we believe can run by anybody in the country, and if you give us that opportunity, we're going to take advantage of it, and we certainly did.
Has not been shy about getting contact, but
That's not good.
So what is going through your mind when he goes down and everybody knows it's serious? And I know you have to stay focused on the game, but what thoughts are going through your mind in that process?
Well, I mean, obviously you feel bad for him at first because he's put so much time and effort into, you know, getting this opportunity. This is the most important thing in his life, is the opportunity to be the quarterback at Notre Dame. So you just feel terrible. But there's a bigger responsibility that I have, and that is to the 104 players on this football team and to help them win the game. So after you get that over with, you immediately get to, all right, how are we going to get this football team a W today? And so immediately you get to work on that and helping Deshaun and helping the offense and the defense and special teams and trying to find a way to win the football game is what really consumed me after that.
Football's an emotional game, and your team is very close. So when Malik goes down, I mean, that is an emotional kick in the stomach for everybody. And I've seen a lot of games where that happens to a team, and the next play is a fumble, a 2-yard loss. Your next play was a touchdown.
It's easy to get down. What was important that we made a statement and went right back at them. It was a good call to get the ball in the hands of our playmakers, and we did in that position. And I think scoring right there, I think, got everybody feeling like we could win this football game without Malik, and that was a big play for us.
It's going to go down as one of the great late game comeback drives in Notre Dame history. What did you say to Deshaun as you sent him out there?
Well, we said, first of all, we're going to go to the plays that you feel comfortable with, and all you need to do is make a couple of throws, and we only need 3 points to win this thing. And what we saw with Deshaun is that he took the throws that he could make. Obviously, the big one was to C.J. Pro-Size 2 when he was flushed out of the pocket. He saw C.J. dump the ball down to the running back. Those kinds of throws were indicative of what we were trying to accomplish. We knew once we were able to hit the dig route to Corey Robinson to get us near midfield, it was now just a matter of being very disciplined and making some easy throws, and that's what we called for.
Toward the end zone, touchdown, Will Fuller.
How does he get free for that last touchdown?
He came off the line a little bit delayed and ran a double move, and the corner bit in a little bit, and Will just accelerated, and the corner, you know, tried to get out of his pedal. He just couldn't, because Will's just got such great speed. And even if there was a safety over the top, where the ball was thrown would have been very difficult for the safety to get there in time. And it was just a great throw by Deshaun, and just great speed and adjusting to the ball in the air, and just a great way to finish it.
Brian Kelly is in his 25th season as a collegiate head football coach. So when he says he has never coached a player with the skills that Notre Dame linebacker Jaylen Smith takes on the field, well, that is high praise indeed. Everyone expected Jaylen to be a leader with his play on the field for the Irish this season, but now after being elected one of 5 Notre Dame captains by his teammates, he is also expected to be a leader on and off the field by his words and deeds. Recently, Inside Notre Dame Football's Jack Collinsworth talked with Jaylen about the many challenges the linebacker is facing as the 2015 season unfolds.
Low snap, Swoop's able to handle it, steps up, avoids the pressure, and is smacked hard by Jaylen Smith. 4th down, Texas to punt.
You've been a dominant player on this team for so long, and sometimes I think you almost take you for granted in the aspect that it's expected of you to come out there and dominate. Now a captain, how does that change your approach to the game?
It doesn't change my approach at all. Yeah. You know, everyone has a role in our defense, and You know, obviously a part of my role is making plays, and it all comes down to the preparation.
When Joe got hurt last year, do you think that puts you into some positions, maybe a step outside your comfort zone in terms of leadership? Get you ready for this year?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the times last year, you know, a lot of us, you know, kind of relied on Joe. My role was pretty much just making sure that everything was locked and loaded, but not really understanding the full concept of things. But when he went out, it forced me to do that. And, you know, now that I have a full understanding of what we're doing in each scheme, it just makes the team and the defense that much better.
Yeah, I got to watch you through camp and through spring. The way that you lead this team is you bring energy throughout every practice. Where does that come from?
It comes from within, just understanding my role, and you know, everyone, you know, they lead in different types of ways, and you know, just bringing the team together and making sure that we're consistent, because that's the mark of greatness.
Kavari Russell comes back last night. Looks like the Kavari Russell of a couple years ago. You know, so dominant on the outside. How does what he is able to do make your life easier?
It makes it much easier. You know, understanding that, you know, you have two lockdown corners, you know, Kavari and Cole Luke, you know, in the secondary. It makes it hard for, you know, opposing, you know, quarterbacks to throw, you know, their way. So it's very comforting, and it allows you to roam and be very confident in completing your job.
You go out and you play a game, and when you're a star at a place like Notre Dame, you come in here on Sunday right after the game. We got two giant light posts, two cameras pointed at you, and we keep firing questions. How do you escape not only the lights, you know, Notre Dame Stadium, but also the celebrity that comes with it?
I mean, you just gotta understand that at the end of the day, you know, you're human. You know, obviously it's an honor and it's a privilege, a blessing to be, you know, in this spotlight. You have to use the platform, but, you know, right after this, I'm gonna go play golf with my mother.
Favorite class?
IT management.
One thing the public will be surprised to learn about you.
I'm a mother's boy.
Where is your favorite spot on campus?
The Goog.
Thoughts on plans for a video board inside Notre Dame Stadium?
Sheldon Day yelling.
The program training led by Marines.
Amazing.
What was it like to meet Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell?
Speechless.
Player on the team most like you?
Jay Hayes.
Get up early or sleep in?
Get up early.
Best nickname on the team, and who has it?
Chris Brown, Breezy.
Getting reelected as a Notre Dame football captain?
Couldn't put words on it.
Toughest player to tackle on the team?
CJ Prosise.
Best singer on the team?
Sam Bush.
Best dancer on the team?
Sheldon Day.
Best comedian on the team?
Jay Hayes.
Best dresser on the team?
Sheldon Day.
Worst dresser on the team?
Matthias Farley.
Player on the team most likely to become a football coach?
Jesse Bon Jovi.
Sheldon Day, you've completed the 60-second drill on Inside Notre Dame Football. Thank you.
Thank you.
We know many of you watch this show each week on WatchND, the Notre Dame Athletic Department's video platform. One of the mainstays of our coverage of Notre Dame football on WatchND is Irish Connection, or as we affectionately call it, Icon, a weekly inside look at the previous weekend's Notre Dame football game. Icon is now posted each Tuesday, a day or so later than in the past, but we think you will agree the extra time we take to produce it is worth the increase in quality. Here is the Texas game edition of Irish Connection.
You got to prepare yourself for your chance, because it's going to come and you better be ready.
Yes, right here.
Come on, Doc. You know, hey, you popped up again, though.
Today, Texas is here. We are on our turf. This is our home. We defend our stadium. We defend Notre Dame. And then we'll come back here and sing that fight song.
This could be a special season, but you got to win the first one. Can't be undefeated unless you win the first one. And off we go for the season opener, Notre Dame and Texas.
Inside gives it to Folston. He goes north-south, picks up a first down and more.
A little bit shaken up as Folston limps off.
Unfortunate news here for Tarian Folston. He will not return to the lineup tonight, and he is very emotional on the sidelines with his teammates, Dan.
Josh Adams, there he is in motion. The freshman running back getting his first carry of his career, and he is into the end zone. Josh Adams on his first carry of his Notre Dame career. How about that for your first carry of your career? Hello, Josh Adams.
Get down into football. There's a lot of football to be played here. A lot of ball left. Okay? Let's focus. Everybody work on just that much more on focusing in a game.
Like, seriously, if we give any little bit, they're going to fight until the end. If we can take their heart right now, it's over. We got to go for that throat right now.
Sheldon Day just throws his man to the side and gets to the quarterback.
We had an injury running back. We had a young guy step up in there. You got to have guys step up. So next man in is absolutely crucial.
Touchdown for Notre Dame, Josh Adams, freshman, 2 touchdown runs tonight.
Right here, Mike. Right here. It's a touchdown. It's in the middle. It's in the middle. Got him.
You would never suspect that it was going to be this easy. But in the end, Notre Dame makes it look easy, due in large part to number 8 in his Notre Dame Stadium debut. Malik Zaire has a huge game.
But he was 20 to 22, which is about an 84% completion percentage. And obviously, he doesn't have to be the reason why we win the game. But he managed the game for us, ran the ball 52 times tonight, and he gets the game ball. Malik Zaire.
Team, this is how we can do it every week. Every week we can do this. This is what we do, baby. We try to have the vision. We stick it with the vision. We win the games. We get it done, baby. Let's sing it. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com question of the week for Coach Kelly. This week's question comes from Shannon Mendenhall of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Coach, do you script the first 10 to 15 offensive play calls in a game?
We have 20 openers. Those openers are generally plays that we'll call in sequence, provided they are not in our down and distance categories. In other words, 3rd down or 2nd and long or 4th down. So we'll stay with those openers as long as they don't fall into those categories.
Next up for the Irish, a home game against a Georgia Tech team that won the 2015 Orange Bowl and is currently leading the country in rushing with a triple option attack that has produced 134 points in the Yellow Jackets' first 2 games.
We know that the task at hand is going to be formidable, and we have a lot of respect for Georgia Tech and what they do offensively and defensively and special teams. You know, it's a really good football team. You know, we know what we have to do. We have to play our very best here at home, and if we do that, we believe we'll win the football game. If we don't play our very best, we will not.
And that will do it for this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football. Next week, Coach Kelly and I will break down the Georgia Tech game, and we'll give you more behind-the-scenes insights into the Notre Dame football program. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners Sprint, Coke Zero, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Football is also sponsored by Delta Airline, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Bank of America, Cadillac, Canon, Xfinity, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, SiriusXM Satellite Radio, and UPS.